the ever elusive peep and robin's eggs. Yo, welcome back to the Expeditionary Johnny channel. I'm Johnny. I'm here to talk about my channel. Sorry, I'm just playing around. This doggone sun keeps casting a shadow on my face if I do the old bill like this here. That doesn't make for good videos. So let's go with no hat. Well, hey, it is the beginning of a new month, and that means a new challenge for the Camp Challenge Alliance. And here in the month of April, it is a catch and cook. Now, as you might recall, we aren't too strict on our rules here with the Camp Challenge Alliance. We don't want to discourage you from trying things or maybe even sharing with your children. All right, so this month, I've decided to go ahead and do an Easter catch and cook, and I decided to share that experience with my nieces. So this video was quite a bit different than the one in January where we did the indoor camping. I had to do a whole lot of prep work on this one. So what I decided to do was make a figure 4 deadfall trap to catch chocolate Easter rabbits. Then we did a little bit of bow drill to make friction fire to make our fire. The children harvested up some peeps and some robin's eggs by raiding different nests. So here's what I did. I started by making the figure 4 deadfall. Now, as the name implies, the deadfall trap looks like a number 4, and it falls to make your critter become dead. All right, so it's a deadfall. All right, and so what you do is you start out with a vertical post, like you can see right here. My technique is I start with the same way I like to make a spindle for a bow drill. I start with something a little bit thicker, and I like to go ahead and square out the 4 corners, okay? That way I can kind of see how the wood's acting. And once I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and make a flat head, like a screwdriver flat head on one of the end. And that's going to be a pivot point for the fulcrum of our deadfall trap. Okay, on our second stick, that's going to be the one that makes contact with the deadfall. All right, and so one end is going to be blunted, the other end is going to have that flathead screwdriver ending. All right, now to create a fulcrum where we had the vertical piece, which has the screwdriver flathead piece, we're going to make a number 7 notch. Where here I'm going to take my Swiss Army knife, a little saw, cut a little notch, and then I take my knife out and I scrape that out. And that creates a fulcrum where the stick pivots up and down. As I mentioned earlier, on the other end of that stick, we're going to carve out a flathead screwdriver type heading, all right? And that's going to wedge into our bait stick. Now the bait stick can be a little tricky, okay, because a lot of times the branches kind of curve and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll take one side and I'll kind of smooth it out with my knife. And in order for our fulcrum, the branch that is actually the fulcrum that pivots up and down, in order for that to stay in place, we make another number 7 notch where we take the saw on our Swiss Army knife, cut a little bit in there, take our knife and kind of wedge that out. Now what holds it all together is we have to do another number 7 notch, but this time we're going to have to rotate the bait stick about 90 degrees where it makes contact with our vertical post, okay? Remember, I did 90-degree edges on all 4 sides, so that way it can wedge in there. The next step is you go ahead and you try to set up your deadfall trap. So you're going to want to take something that's hard on the top and on the bottom, so that way when the trap falls down, it does actually kill your prey, okay? And they say typically you want it to be about 5 times heavier than the animal that you're going for. So here, you set it up, and then you test it out, and then you take a little twig and test your sensitivity. Now if you were doing real primitive trapping, you're going to want to tweak this out a little bit more, make it really super sensitive. When you're dealing with kids, I say just get a basic notch where it's going to hold it in place. All right, so once you have all that carved out together, you put it together in the shape of a figure 4, and you can see when I press down, it holds together. All right, from there, the next step was I had to take all the items out to the lake, set that up, and then you can see me. I went ahead and took the children out, and we had a lot of fun trying to set it up. It was a challenge to try to record it with good sunlight and me having the right access to it. It took a bit of work, but it was a whole lot of fun. We're gonna go ahead and bait this up with a red gummy bear, because we know Mr. Rabbit, when he comes along, he's really gonna work at that, okay? Yeah. All right, so we go ahead and put our stick here. Okay, and this is our pivot point, right? Bowl crow. The word that trappers like to use, the bowl crow. Okay. All right, so danger. So you see we've got the gummy bear pretty far inside there. And so when we trip it, this will all pop out. And so let's leave this and let's see what happens, see if a rabbit comes along. So the next step was to do some harvesting. And so before the children showed up out in the park, I went around, I took all this Easter grass, bright colors. I set it up in all kinds of different trees. And you can see I put the robin's eggs, I put the marshmallow peeps, I put the little Cadbury eggs in there. And then I sent them off. I had them run around all the different trees, and you can see them grabbing here one of the trees. Again, they had a lot of fun. All right, girls, how did we do?
Awesome.
What all did we find?
Found
eggs.
little peeps, eggs, and more eggs.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna have to gobble that up tonight. All right, good job, girls. All right, and so the next step was we had to make our fire so we could enjoy a meal, and then we could enjoy our Easter s'mores. Now, it was a super windy day, so I had to take all my bow drill material, had to go off into a little corner trying to block the wind, and you can see I got it, but it was still there, so windy enough I had to block the ashes from getting blown away. I didn't want my ember to fall apart. And then I was actually able to just hold the bird's nest up in the air, and there was so much wind it lit up for me. No, I didn't have to blow on it at all. So after that, I just took our fire, put that underneath the charcoal chimney, lit our charcoal so we could cook up our hamburgers. And so you can see here the children got to season up their ground beef. We cooked it up. Next, it was time to roast up the peeps to make our Easter s'mores. All right, it's time to season up our hamburger. So what do we got there, Kason?
Tom Garvey, the keto cook.
There you go, Tom Garvey, the keto cook, and show us the other side of it. What's on there? Olive oil. All right, add a little bit of olive oil. There you go, and go ahead and spread it out, and then put your usual on there. There's a little bit of pepper in there. And here you can see the girls just sitting there, wind in their hair, enjoying their s'mores. It was wonderful. So after we were done eating, then it was time to go out and check the deadfall trap to see if we caught anything. And you can see right here and listen to the girls' reaction. They really thought we caught something. Did we get something? All right, who's going to be the brave one and check it out?
Jason, not me.
Careful.
Okay, God.
See, I told you. What? No, it's not. Well, happy Easter, girls.
Thank you.
All right, so I hope this gives you guys some ideas on how you can take real survival training, some of those skills, and then have a lot of fun with it to introduce that to the children and maybe get them interested and see what they want to do. All right, well, that wraps up another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's challenge. I had a lot of fun hanging out with my nieces here. Hope this inspires you guys to keep getting out and think creatively. All right, well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care now. Bye.